Welcome, everybody. Let me know if you can hear me. We have live breaking news in the YSL Fannie Willis Fulton County Young Thug Trial. A plea deal has been reached with one of the defendants. Stick around. We are actually keeping an eye on this right here. I'm going to share with you a very emotional video where one of Young Thug's attorneys starts crying in court. Okay, we got echo here. Hold on a second. And I'm going to share that with you in just a second. Another thing that we're keeping an eye on is we are keeping an eye on this, which is a press conference that's going to be happening. Let me just kind of show you this, and let me make sure that I got the audio off for now. So this is going to be essentially what this is we're waiting for the attorneys to come out and do a live press conference. So I'm going to be keeping an eye on that very, very carefully. I might have the audio on actually very low just to make sure that we can hear that. But I want to share this with you. I'm going to share with you some breaking news. So here's the kind of latest twist in the YSL RICO case. And then stick around. I'm going to share with you live footage, okay, of this press conference. As soon as these attorneys come out, we're going to go live to Fulton County. That is a live feed right in front of the courthouse. Please share this out. Make sure that you tap the thumbs up. I would really, really appreciate it. And the pinned comment is our free newsletter. Make sure you sign up for that. I'm going to share with you exactly who, and I'm going to share with you the video of this attorney crying in court, very emotional. This has been a rough day, man, for Fannie Willis. So here's the breakdown here. Co-defendant in the racketeering and gun conspiracy case. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Can you guys hear me okay? Let me know if you guys can hear me. Give me a yes. Give me a thumbs up. Make sure. I'm going to explain everything. And I'm also going to share with you the unbelievable video, super emotional video of this attorney for one of the Young Thug Trial co-defendants. Thank you so much. Okay, I love it. Thank you. We're live on Rumble as well. Thank you so much. Welcome, Rumblers. Make sure you follow me on Rumble. I'm Professor Nez everywhere with the verified check mark. There's a lot of imposters out there. So I'm going to share with you a video of this emotional, this lawyer, this Young Thug attorney, literally breaking down and crying in court. Wait till you see that. Wow. Super emotional. After I break down exactly what's happening. And then we're also watching this live feed of the defense attorneys who are going to come out of court live in Fulton County. They're going to come out and give a live press conference. Okay, so here's the latest. Co-defendant, listen carefully. A co-defendant in the racketeering and gun conspiracy case against Atlanta rapper Young Thug accepted a plea deal just moments ago. After days of speculation over whether Georgia's, remember, this is the longest case in Fulton County history, in Georgia criminal history. After there was a lot of speculation whether this long-standing criminal trial may end in a mistrial. Now, I hope I'm not butchering this name. Okay, looks like we got a little loss of the feed there. Hold on one second. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do that right there. Oops, I don't know what happened. Okay, hold on. Hold your horses. Hold your horses. Let's see what we got. Hold on a second. So, they cut to another feed. Okay, so I'm going to be keeping an eye on this. Hold on one second. So I'm trying to find out. Give me a second. I'm going to explain everything. I'm sorry. This is live. No editing. This is live breakdown. Okay. This is live breakdown of the actual. Okay. So that's not it. Hold on one second. I would need to keep an eye on this because this could be absolutely huge. So hold on a second. Let me just find the right feed here because we got to keep an eye on that. And then I'm going to share with you everything you need to know. Just stick around. Okay. Just stick around. Let's see. Are these guys live right now? No, they're not live. Okay, so maybe they're not going to be coming out. I'm going to be keeping an eye on that and kind of seeing if they're still going to come out and do a press conference. But it looks like they cut the feed, and I'm not sure why. Oh, wait a minute. Streamed 24 seconds ago. Okay, so this thing is cut too. So I'm just kind of trying to see who's live right now, and I will explain everything. Just stick around, bear with me. This is live breaking news as it's happening. Okay, so I'm going to keep an eye on that, and let me just break this down for you so that we can actually see what is going on. Okay, just give me 1 second here. I'm going to share this, and then you can. I'm going to tell you everything that's happening. Okay, so this is what's happening, okay? So you have Young Thug. This is what's happening. So this is the latest twist. So I'm going to butcher his name. I know I'm going to butcher his name, but it's let me try and say this right. Quamarius Nichols, who's 29 years old. I'm going to put that in the chat just so I can spell it right. So this is his name right here, Quamarius. If somebody knows how to pronounce that, let me know. I apologize. Quamarius Nichols, one of the co-defendants in the Young Thug trial. There's been reports of an armed person midtown in Atlanta. That sounds great. Jeez Louise. So, yeah, so that's why. So he changed his plea to guilty for conspiracy to violate Georgia's racketeer influenced and corrupt organizations. That's the RICO statute. In exchange, Fulton County prosecutors agreed to dismiss all other charges against him, including for murder, participation in gang activity, and illegal firearms possession. And so essentially what happened is that one of these co-defendants, I'm going to also explain to you how does this affect Young Thug, how does this affect everybody else moving forward, and the potential for a mistrial. And so Quamarius, and I know I'm saying that wrong, Nichols, just accepted a plea deal. I'm going to share with you that heart-wrenching, emotional video. Superior Court Judge Paige Whitaker accepted the plea and a negotiated sentence of 20 years in prison, but noted he would only have to serve 7 years with probation, including credit for time served. So let's watch that video. I'm going to share that video with you right now. And let's get that up right now so you can watch this emotional video of this Young Thug attorney, Bruce Harvey, literally crying in court.
Statement with regard to the underlying factual basis. I would point out for the court that when Mr. Nichols filled out his form, it says 29 plus. He is a birthday boy in a couple of days and he will be 30. And at 30 years of age, he has a wife, he has got a 13-year-old daughter, he's got a 10-year-old daughter, and an 8-year-old son. His wife and sister, I believe, are here in the courtroom to support him. He, Mr. Nichols, was born and raised in Atlanta, and you know, we're at this point before I have even given my opening statement in this case.
Yes, sir.
I do want the court to know that Mr. Nichols' mother died in prison. His father was shot by the Atlanta police when he was 4 years old. And he was raised by friends and family in the Atlanta area. So he has come to this point in his life from a very humble beginning. And he has sought the support of friends in this courtroom and others in this courtroom. He is an intelligent young man. who I believe has a future. Every day we do a word of the day. We put a new word into a sentence. And I think this is in his best interest. I know that there is, and I know this plea is negotiated, but it's a long downside from 7 to 20. So the courts will have jurisdiction over him for a period of time. So I asked the court, given who this young man is, and given our categorical denial of some of the factual basis, to accept the plea and sentence Mr. Nichols accordingly.
Mr. Nichols, is there anything that you want to say?
No, ma'am.
All right. All right, I find there to be a factual basis for the guilty plea to the RICO count 1 of the indictment, that being a conspiracy to acquire control or interest in money and personal property through a pattern of racketeering activity. And that is the only count that guilty plea is being entered for. The remaining counts of this indictment as against Mr. Nichols are being null pros by the state as a part of this indictment. I find, having heard the evidence up to the point of trial right now, that there is evidence of at least one overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy, and that there is evidence that would fall within the required statute of limitations to establish this RICO conspiracy count. One of the things that we as judges are instructed by our Uniform Superior Court rules to do when we are considering whether to accept a guilty plea and whether to accept a negotiated sentence, and this is a negotiated sentence in this case, is to take into account whether giving leniency in sentencing is going to aid in ensuring promptness and certainty, or at least more promptness and more certainty with regard to corrective measures, whether the defendant, and in this case the defendant has acknowledged guilt and is accepting responsibility for his guilt of the RICO count, and whether accepting the plea will aid in avoiding further delays, not just with regard to this case, but with regard to the entirety of our system here in Fulton County. And this plea does go towards doing all of those things. I am going to accept the plea as negotiated and sentence in accord with the negotiated recommendation. As I said before, find there to be a factual basis for count 1 of the plea. I find the plea to have been freely, knowingly, intelligently, and voluntarily entered into by Mr. Nichols, with an understanding of the consequences of doing that. And the sentence on count 1 is the sentence that has been negotiated of 20 years to serve 7, with the balance of those years to be served on probation. And that, I don't know if there are any special conditions attached to this that y'all have talked about at all.
There are no negotiated special conditions in those, so there are none as far as I'm concerned.
All right. Okay. So with regard to the time that you are on probation, you need to stay out of all kinds of criminal trouble. Make this a birthday present to yourself and to your children and to your wife and family, that you will leave from here today and leave whatever you used to do behind you, and take the next few years, you're going to have some years that are still to be served on this. You'll have credit for the time you've already served, but you're still going to be facing some incarceration time. But after that, you are going to be out, and you, I believe, Mr. Harvey is correct, can be a productive member of society, and this is an opportunity for you to do that and for you to put your past behind you, the bad parts of it, and continue and make your children proud of you and set a good example for them, an example that I guess unfortunately you were not lucky enough to have throughout the entirety of your childhood with your parents. I'm sorry about that, but you can be the kind of parent that you ought to be to your children. So I am going to impose that sentence, and I am going to wish you luck and good fortune as you go forth from here. So I think that unless there's anything else from either party, that will conclude these proceedings, and y'all can go ahead and take him into custody. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Wow, 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 wow. Okay, I'm going to talk about what this means in the entire context of the YSL RICO case. And I see so many smart, intelligent people in the comments right now talking about this is the longest case in the history of Fulton County in Atlanta. And you are absolutely correct. That is 100% accurate. This case has been going on for over a year and a half. And apparently the prosecution, the state, which is Cash Money G, Fannie Willis, is planning on calling another 100 or so more witnesses. But does this change that? Does this create more of a context, more of a pressure situation to where the rest of the defendants may want to reach plea deals themselves? Or does this further the preponderance of a potential and conclusive and finite mistrial? And so I'm going to explain all of that, but I'd love to get your comments initially on what you thought of Bruce Harvey getting really emotional there. Wow. I mean, I've been doing this a very, very long time. I don't see attorneys. I mean, you see defendants cry all the time. I don't think I've ever seen an attorney get this emotional. I mean, you can tell he had to kind of take a step back. And if you're just joining us, make sure you check that out. Also, this goes for replay viewers too. Just because it makes me absolutely happy and it makes my heart sing, drop an American flag emoji in the comments if you voted. We are so close to the biggest day of our lives. I don't care who well, I kind of care who you voted for, but I won't go there. If you want to tell me who you voted for, that's fine. But all I want is just an American flag emoji. Live viewers and replay viewers, give me an American flag emoji and just let me know that you voted. Just make a man happy. Make a brother happy, please. Okay. So I've never seen an attorney get that emotional before. So I thought that was extremely interesting. So just to kind of, I'm going to talk a little bit about this and what this entails. Superior Court Judge Paige Whitaker, just to wrap up here in summation, Superior Court Judge Paige Whitaker accepted the plea deal and a negotiated sentence of 20 years in prison, but noted he would only have to serve 7 years with probation. So I'm interested to see what you guys think of that. 7 years with probation is pretty. That's a pretty good deal. I mean, if you ask me, that's a really good deal for Quamarius. I don't know how you say it. I'm sorry. Nichols. With probation, including credit for time served. She says, stay out of all kinds of trouble. She says, make this a birthday present to yourself and to your wife. I thought that was kind of interesting. And your family. You know, I always liked, this is the third judge, by the way, in this ridiculously long sham trial. The third judge. 2 judges gone. Hasta la pasta. The third judge. And she has been at her wit's end. I've done a bunch of content and videos showing where this humble pie, very down-to-earth, seemingly demure judge has lost it. Why? Because the most pitiful, unqualified, ridiculous prosecutors in the history of prosecutors are in charge of this case, including Cash Money G, Fannie Willis. By the way, does anybody know where Fannie Willis is? Why doesn't she ever show her face? Why doesn't she actually show that she cares? She's too busy going to cocktails and conversations, hanging out with Shaquille O'Neal, hanging out with celebrities, Dwayne Wade. Why isn't she putting in the work? Where's all that money going? She's hanging out with Nathan American Pie Wade. She definitely makes an appearance when her daughter gets pulled over for a talking on the phone by police officers in a nearby county in Georgia. Oh, she has time for that with her boyfriend, Nathan American Pie Wade. Why isn't she involved in this case? I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. She says, make this a birthday present to yourself, to your wife, and your family. Meanwhile, guess what? The trial is expected to resume. The trial is expected to resume. We were going to go live to this press conference, but apparently I guess it got canceled. So Young Thug, the Grammy-winning rapper whose real name is Jeffery Williams, and the 4 other co-defendants will have to keep on keeping on. Now, does this mean more plea deals are going to happen? I'm going to explain that. Remember, Whitaker said last week she would consider a motion for a mistrial following, big shocker here, a prosecutorial misstep involving Nichols. During testimony a week ago from a state witness, Wooney Lee, a rapper known as Slime Live Shouty, prosecutors had, that's actually how you pronounce it. I just threw that little twist. I'm turning more into Kamala. I'm turning into Kamala. She changes personalities every day, which is why I watch Professor Nez, quite frankly, probably the greatest political commentator in the history of our country. You gotta watch Professor Nez. He's not a nasty person like Kamala. But so Slime Lab Shouty, prosecutors had him review social media posts in front of the jury, but Lee was inadvertently given an unredacted version of a post that referenced the hashtag #FreeQuah, which may apply to Nichols. The post was redacted for the jury. This is how numbnuts, brain dead, mindless, empty, vapid, vacuous, this entire abhorrent, it's a cancer on the criminal justice system. Cash Money G is the queen bee, but Miss Love and Miss Hilton and the rest of these people. Remember, we had Amanda Timpson on our show, who's a whistleblower, worked in the DA's office. She said it was just a litany, like a comedy of errors. Not only was it mistake after mistake after mistake, illegal activity after illegal activity, but she found out that they misappropriated federal funds given by Jim Jordan, and she tried to alert Cash Money G, and guess what Cash Money G did? She fired her less than 48 hours later. She tried to help Cash Money G, and she fired her. These are the people who are making the entire world, the entire country, our entire criminal justice system, they're holding the credibility in their hand like a rotten grapefruit and squishing it, squishing all of the ethos, credibility, and the veneer of our beautiful criminal justice system. They're just destroying it, demolishing it. But by naming Qua, prosecutors allowed the jury to presume that the co-defendants are incarcerated. Can you believe this? A detail that is not supposed to be shared because it's considered prejudicial. Duh! We're not going to be able, so quote, we're not going to be able to unring this bell, Your Honor. Nicole Westmore, a lawyer for Nichols, said in asking for a mistrial. A reason for why Fulton County prosecutors agreed to a plea deal with Nichols now, more than 2 years since the initial indictment was announced against him, was not discussed in court Tuesday. Young Thug and the others have been jailed since 2022 on charges of conspiracy and criminal street gang activity and additional firearm and drug-related charges. This indictment accuses Young Thug, who's 32, by the way, of leading a street gang. It's just insane. Young Slime Life, or YSL, with members committing illegal and violent acts. Almost that's what RICO is, kind of a mafia known in law enforcement, criminal justice circles, as sort of a statute, an indictment that's mainly attributed to organized crime, mafia type organizations. They were committing illegal violent acts, including murder, armed robbery, drug dealing, and carjacking. 27 other co-defendants were also initially named, an unusually high number for a case. This began back in January 2023, but dragged on and on and on and on, and here we are. Now, what are the ramifications of this? Let's talk about this. So, what are the ramifications of this? I'm gonna discuss this a little bit. So, what this means essentially in the kind of plea deal, and you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to actually bring this. I'm going to bring this out a little bit, and then we'll kind of look at this together because I think it's that important. I'm going to talk just a little bit about the kind of context and what this could potentially mean for the rest of the trial, essentially, which is really, really important because a lot of people think this is it. This is over. And there's still an opportunity for that to happen. But I think the chances of that now are a lot stronger. But the problem you have here is that you've got the most incompetent prosecutorial team and office maybe in the history of district attorneys across our great legacy of a criminal justice system. So here's what I want to do. I want to share this, and I'm going to actually share this screen right here with my own personal notes so we can all see this. And let's go through this together. What are the potential implications going forward in this case? So what does this mean? What does this mean in the context? Let me remove that banner real fast. Make sure you tap that thumbs up. So this is the plea deal implication. So reduce charges or sentencing by accepting a plea deal. Nichols likely negotiated for a lesser charge or reduced sentence compared to what he might have faced if convicted. Plea deals often involve the defendant agreeing to cooperate with law enforcement. This could also mean, you guys, this is really important. As a matter of fact, let me highlight this. This could mean providing information or testifying against other co-defendants, potentially including high-profile figures like Young Thug himself. So think about that. This guy made a plea deal, and because he made this plea deal, he could actually become a witness. He could actually become a witness for the prosecution. Was this the plan all along? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Impact on other defendants. Well, how does this, Nez, how does this impact everybody else? How does Quamarius, or whatever his name is, Nichols is, I'm just going to call him QN from now on. Just QN. I can't say his name. I apologize. I don't want to butcher his name. I don't want to disrespect him. How does this impact everybody else, Nez? Well, what this could potentially do is strengthen the prosecution's case. Because why? This is what I think. Okay, this is my own. Again, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not an attorney, I'm not a legal expert. I have taught Aristotle's principles of rhetoric, ethos, pathos, logos, audience purpose, and message for over 20 years in the public sector. But this is just my own assessment. Okay, Nichols's cooperation could bolster the prosecution's case against remaining defendants by providing insider details about the alleged criminal activities of the YSL group. And really pay attention to this, because this could be directly contingent upon this becoming a real fast and hasty conclusion to this case. So remember this when I get to the part about pressuring other defendants. And as a matter of fact, there we go. Other co-defendants might feel increased pressure to consider plea deals themselves, especially if they believe the prosecution's case is gaining strength. So it's kind of like dominoes. Once one topples over, it could be just a matter of seconds before everybody else starts toppling as well. And by the way, I'm keeping an eye if we're going to see an actual press conference from it doesn't look like we are, from the defense attorneys who were slated to be coming out of the courtroom, but I'm paying attention to that, but I don't see that happening right now. Legal strategy. Legal strategy. So what's the legal strategy for the prosecution? The plea deal helps streamline the case by reducing the number of defendants going to trial, allowing prosecutors to focus resources on the remaining individuals, even though I don't know if you can call them, this prosecutorial team, anything but organized or anything but focused. They have mismanaged. This has been a gross miscarriage of Fulton County residents' taxpayer dollars and resources. A gross miscarriage. I mean, it is foul. It is unbelievably depraved what they've done. This case has been going on for almost 2 years, you guys. Almost 2 years. It's insane. Defense, what's their legal strategy moving forward? Attorneys for other defendants may need to adjust their strategies, especially if Nichols' testimony could implicate their clients. So what's going to happen with Brian Steele, Shark, and Weinstein and the rest? They're going to go straight to their clients and be like, look, is this guy going to implicate stuff? What does this guy know? You need to tell me as your attorney, what does this guy know and how bad could this get? Because the prosecution could put him on the stand. So that's going to be really, really big. Case progression. Trial dynamics. The acceptance of plea deals can change the timeline and dynamics. It may lead to delays as well as new evidence. It may lead to delays as new evidence is introduced or as legal teams reassess their position. So the last thing Fulton County wants, my heart goes out. If you're from Atlanta, Georgia, Fulton County specifically, let me know in the comments. My heart goes out to you. There was also a protest recently, which I thought was so cool and so appropriate. A major protest by Fulton County residents, Atlanta residents, that were demanding that Fani Willis dismiss this trial and dismiss all charges and end it. Her adversary, the potential DA who is running against her, Courtney Kramer, has stated very clearly in her campaign message that on day one of her taking office, she is going to dismiss all charges against Young Thug and the rest of the defendants. So it's her stance that this trial is a complete sham, which I agree with her. So vote for Courtney Kramer. I highly recommend that. But I would love to hear from you. If you're from Fulton County, how does this make you feel? The last thing this trial needs is another delay. Am I wrong? 2 years, y'all. 2 years. Public perception is always important. High-profile cases often involve public scrutiny, and plea deals can influence public opinion about the guilt or innocence of those involved. So that can also have a major impact. So in summary, this is what I wrote here. Quamervius Nichols accepting a plea deal suggests significant developments in the YSL RICO case. His guilty plea to a racketeering charge could have substantial ramifications for the other defendants, including Young Thug. It may strengthen the prosecution's position, alter legal strategies, and potentially expedite the resolution of this case. I see a lot of people in the comments right now. By the way, let me know what you think of that assessment. But I see a lot of people in the comments right now who are upset that this guy pretty much got off. This plea deal essentially kind of gave him, cut his sentencing in half. Remember, this was done by Fani Willis. This was done by Fani Willis's DA office. This was done by Adrian Love and Miss Hilton. This was done by the prosecution. This is not the fault of anybody else's. This plea deal, I mean, of course he's going to accept a plea deal like that. You just took off 13 years of his sentencing. Even the judge said, you better take this as a huge birthday gift, right? So if you're upset at, the judge, or you're upset at the defendant, or you're upset at the lawyers, it's not their fault. This is all Fani Willis. This is all Fani Willis. And so it is their idea that this is going to strengthen their position. What they're hoping for is everybody else will start accepting plea deals. Fani Willis of course, she's doing this right before an election, right? Of course, because somebody said it. I love this. Robert, it's always great to see you. Robert says all political. I could not agree more. It's totally all political. 100%. It is all political. 100%. Well said. And yes, Greg says it's all corrupt. So, I mean, this is all Fani Willis is doing. And so we kind of, everything remains to be seen on what's going to happen moving forward. I wonder how Young Thug's going to react to this. I wonder what their position is. I wonder what the trial moving forward. I will always keep you posted on the major events. There's a lot of great channels out there that are covering this every single day. I'm not doing that. I just don't have time. There's too much stuff happening. There's too much stuff that I've got going on regarding the election that's happening in a week. Please drop that American flag in the comments. Just let me know that you vote. Just make me happy. Make me proud, for the love of God. I would really, really appreciate that. I'm going to give live shout outs to all super chats and new members, but I would love, again, to get your thoughts. I would love to get your opinion on what you guys think of this emotional lawyer, if you're just joining us, who had to take a moment, started crying in court. And watch the replay. You're going to love it. It's insane. And everything that I explained about what this plea deal entails, what Judge Whitaker says, and my assessment moving forward. I can't wait to hear from you guys. I want to give a huge shout out to one of the best mods on planet Earth, Jim Barron, JB. I love you, man. By the way, did you guys see my CNN video today of the guy, the Polish American conservative pundit? I'm going to leave a link in the comments right now. You guys have to go watch that. The conservative pundit who literally lost his job, got fired on air because of a joke that he said on CNN. I'm going to drop that in the comments so you guys can all go see that. But make sure you go check that out. Thank you, JB. You are awesome. You're fantastic. It's always great to see you. Thank you for gifting a Professor Nez membership. And all new members, remember, you not only get access to our members-only Discord, there is a post on the community tab that shares a link. It's only for members. Only members can see it. That shares a link to our all-access Discord for members only. It is a thriving, engaging, amazing community. I'm in there a lot. JB's in there a lot. The best mods in the business are there. And you're in there with amazing patriots. I've had channels that have millions and millions of subscribers who've come to me and said, Nez, you have the best community. They are so awesome. They are so unified. They are so engaged. They contribute. There's hardly any trolls, or if there is any trolls, they take care of them. You've got the greatest band of patriots I've ever seen. These are channels that have millions and millions of subscribers that have been doing this longer than I have. So God bless you, JB. New members, you get access to that. You get a badge next to your name, special emojis, live shout outs, boost engagement comments, top responses, live Q&A, top priority responses, as well as you're automatically registered in our live stream giveaways. I've given away thousands of dollars of Amazon gift cards, Trump hats, merch, you name it. You've got to go check out our store too. We've got amazing new original merchandise in our Professor Nez store. Just click the link in the pinned comment, show notes, and description, my bio site where you sign up for our newsletter, and you'll see a link in there for our very own store. Go check that out. Amazing stuff. Thank you, JB. You rock. Greater Faith Kingdom Ambassadors, God bless you. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Nez, blessings to you. Check out election interference in PA. They are burning. I saw that. Yeah. I saw that. It's absolutely insane. It's just absolutely insane. And yes, I will be talking about that 100%. Thank you so much for sharing that, Greater Faith. You are phenomenal. Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Yeah, it looks like Buck County, PA. There's some new stuff that's happening there. I'm going to be talking about that in a separate video. Thank you so much. JB, thank you so much for gifting another membership. JB, you are amazing. Thank you, sir. You rock. Thank you for being the best mod on planet Earth. You and Laura, I can't live without you guys. Thank you guys so much. You rock, JB. Skywalker DFS, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. For the tip jar, Nez is doing the Lord's work. God bless you, Skywalker. Thank you so much. And congratulations on being another member, unless you rejoin. Skywalker, it's great to have you with us. Mountain Goddess MG has been a member for 7 months, one of the OGs, one of the originals, and one of the greatest members of our family, one of the greatest patriots, one of the greatest human beings. She's in Southern California, just like me. Love you to death, MG. Love and happiness to you as well. God bless you, and keep up the good fight, and stay tuned. We got so much more happening for y'all. So I can't wait to read your comments. Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for everybody. This was kind of an emergency live. So if you're just joining me, watch the replay. Watch the replay. You'll love it. Make sure you tap and smash the thumbs up. It doesn't cost you a thing. Just tap it right now. It helps us out. Why? It's not for me. It's not for vanity. It helps us get our video pushed out to more people. When you tap the thumbs up, it triggers the algorithm. When the algorithm gets triggered, we can educate more Americans, because the fake propagandist woke mafia media machine is a constant lying apparatus. We need to get our country back. This is bigger than me. It's bigger than you. We got to get our country back for our grandkids, for crying out loud. CK in the house. Thank you so much, CK, my old buddy. How are you, man? It's good to see you. Love how passionate you are. So patriotic. I've been watching, but you're so huge now. Probably don't see my comments. Of course I see your comments, CK. You are always welcome here, and you're still a legacy member in our Discord. So CK, I want to see more of you in our Discord. Thank you, Construction Cronies, for the $5 super chat. You are amazing. Love you, brother. So yeah, stay tuned. Hit subscribe. Follow us. Sign up for our free newsletter. That is actually in the pinned comment, show notes, and description. This is sort of your insurance policy, so you never miss out. It's free. All you got to do is just click on that link, click on the thing that says free newsletter, give us your best email, bada boom, bada bing, you're in the greatest community on planet Earth to get our country back. I love you guys so, so much. You have no idea how much I love you guys. Stay tuned. We got so much more to happen. Vote, vote, vote like your life depends on it. They say that every election, but look me in the eye right now. I mean this with every fiber of my being. It actually means that now. Your life actually does depend on it now. You literally have the most clearest, concise, binary choice right now. It is America or the fall of America. Those are your two choices. I beg of you, vote wisely. And please, for the love of God, just vote. I love you guys so much. I love you, love you, love you. Watch the replay if you're just joining. As always, God bless you, and God bless the United States of America. I'll see you soon.